Hey, if y'all see me at the truck stop, Fuel Island, don't be saying nothing about my Gett-Neck Contraption here. Got a little hood prop. And that's some Gett-Neck stuff right there. Let me show you what happened. See the spring right here? Over there, there's supposed to be another one. Yeah, it ain't there no more. You think that's funny, don't you? Don't lie. I know I do. And every time I got my hood open, people's walking by looking like, what in the world is going on? I just want to get me a sign and place out there that says, listen, I broke a spring. My hood's heavy, I got one spring, and when I raise my hood, all the weight goes to one side, my hood's tilting, and it's not good for it. Let me tell you guys what happened. So I'm filling up the other day, and I'm in Cartersville, TA. And I got the pump started. I walk around the truck, then I come back around, I lift my hood, I walk around this side, and I'm walking back around this side to check this pump, and right as I get right here, the spring breaks. And I don't know if anybody's seen me, but I imagine I look something like this. It about gave me a heart attack. I'm not very easily frightened, but I thought the roof was coming down, and I felt like my knees almost buckled. And I'm sitting there thinking, I hope nobody's seen me. I couldn't even look around to see if they was, see if anybody was laughing, see if, I don't know, I felt like a little chump, because it scared me. I swear, I just gyrated or something. And I looked at it, I was like, what in the world? And I see my spring hanging there. And while I'm in the fuel island, I'm thinking, well, I can't close my hood and let the spring just dangle. So luckily there's no one behind me. So I jumped in my side box, grabbed my wrenches or my socket set, and I commenced to going to work on it. And I had to hurry, because you know how people get in fuel island. Within about 5 minutes, I had the spring taken off, and I was ready to get going. But the whole time I'm thinking, man, I can't have my hood doing like this. You know, if I open my hood, I'm risking the other side to break. That's a heavy hood. And so I made it home, and I got a brilliant idea. I was like, I got some 1x2s or whatever that it's not a 2x4, it's about half the size of a 2x4. Might be a 2x2, and it's actually 1x2. I don't know. Anyway, it works perfect. I had about a 6-foot piece in the basement at home, and I thought, I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna bring it to the truck, open my hood, measure it, and make me a customized hood prop. And that's what I did, and it's working great. When I was home, I was also thinking, Jerry, my mechanic down at Griffin, about a year ago, because that side had been cracked for a while, and I showed Jerry, and he sent me a product that's called, I don't know what it's called. It's a W9 hood spring brace bracket, maybe? Anyway, he sent that, and it's made by a company called Polyvance. So I got on Polyvance, and it's $800. I was like, I'm broke as a joke right now. I'm behind the 8 ball trying to catch up on bills from being out and missing all that work and all the stuff that's transpired over the last few months. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, I'm just going to use my handy dandy Gett-Neck Contraption until I can buy a bracket. And it's a good looking bracket. I don't know why they don't come from the factory that way. I mean, I was showing it to Allison the other day at the shop, changing out the heater core valve. And she's like, why did they not come like that from the factory? Because inside that hood, it's attached to freaking plastic. Plastic is going to get brittle, dry. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. Step it up, Kenworth. Anyway, they should come like that from the factory, but they don't. They don't. So it's a $800 expense. Hopefully I can get it by the end of the month before my hood breaks. You know, $800 is expensive, but if I want to put a new hood on, I'm looking at $10,000, $15,000. I don't know the prices. I know they're expensive. Last I heard, they was over $10,000 before you had them painted. Or you can get a Jones Fab hood. I think it's Jones Fab. They're about $300 to $3,500 before you have them painted. So $800 for a bracket sounds pretty reasonable. So that's how my life is going with the hood. Anyway, I thought it's funny, guys. I thought it's funny, and I told the wife, I said, I'm gonna make a video and be like, if you see me at the truck stop, don't be laughing, you know. We struggling over here. Yeah, but we still making it work. But anyway, I got that load done. I got home, got my brace, went back down to the shop, done the heater core valve, and And then I grabbed another load, or booked another load, and it canceled on me. And here's what's funny, I got up that next morning, I went down to Jackson TA to grab a shower after spending all day working on the truck, and I needed a shower. So I went down there, I topped the tanks back off, grabbed a shower, went to bed, got up about 9 o'clock that morning, getting ready to punch the brakes and go get my load, and I'm looking on the app. It's an Uber load. And Uber's been kind of weird lately. I do a lot of freight with Uber. I mean, I do good with them. I get good rates with them. I mean, but something's it's finicky. I don't know what's going on with them. Anyway, I'm looking in there to get the details, to punch in my address and go pick up this load. And the load's going to Chicago, West Chicago. And my plan was drop that off, and I'm on deadhead. I think it's like 140, 150 miles over to Davenport, Iowa 80, truck stop to the Jamboree. I wanted to be there with the LoadPay crew, and Micro was there on Friday from like 3 o'clock to like 7 or 8 o'clock, something like that. And I kind of feel bad because Mike kind of made me promise him I'm going to be at the truck show, or that truck show, you know. And I said, I don't know, man, I'm gonna try it. He said, no, if I'm going to be there, his deep voice, if I'm going to be there, you got to be there. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do my best. I ain't gonna promise you, but if anybody from the LoadPay team's watching, listen, I had my load coming out there, right? It was going to deliver Friday morning, 9 o'clock. It's the next day delivery, and then I only had like 2.5 hour drive. I was coming to the Jamboree, but no, Uber Freight said, no, you're not, Sammy. We have something else in store for you. So I couldn't find the information on the app, so I called them, and they said, oh, you've been removed from that load due to changes on load details or whatever. And I'm like, why didn't I get a notification? Because you said they took me off of it last night around 9 or 10 o'clock. Why didn't I get a notification? I didn't get an email. So I spent the whole day not looking for another load, and you cost me at least $1,500 by losing that day. I could have booked another load and got rolling. But that load took me to West Chicago, so I put off time for that day to go to the next morning, get loaded, and go. I tell you guys, anyway, I can't be mad. Being mad at something or someone, it just hurts yourself. So I got on the load board, and I didn't find another load going to Davenport, but I did find a load bringing me up to New York. That's where I'm at currently, and luckily it's currently like 82 degrees up there. I got the truck running, so you might hear that because it's still humid as can be, even though I'm way up here in New York. But the load that I booked, that was a TQL load. I seen it on the board, and they had it on there for, I think, $1,900. I thought, that ain't a bad rate to go 900 miles. No, just for shits and giggles. I'm in Atlanta, right? Atlanta up to New York, and not over near the island, the city. I'm up here close to like Rochester or Syracuse. Anyway, it's like 930 miles. So for shits and giggles, the contract rate on it was like $2,400. The average lane rate for carrier rates was like $2,200. I said, for shits and giggles, $2,400. TQL called me within like 2 minutes and said, yeah, I'm calling about this load, picking up here, going here for $2,400. I said, yes, sir. He said, I can do that. You want it? I said, did you say $2,400? He said, yeah. I said, that's a mistake. I put 28 in it. And he said, well, I said, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I can do it for $2,400. Send it on over. Anyway, we went and got loaded, and it was heavy, guys. It was 43,700 pounds. Ellie Mae was almost grossed out. And surprisingly, I'm like 300 pounds away from being 80,000 pounds gross. I got 6 miles to the gallon flat. Actually, before I got to the hills around Scranton, I was at 6.1. And then up through here and all the way up the 81, all the way up through New York and stuff, it drug me down to 6 miles of the gallon, grossed out at almost 80,000 pounds. So I think the new rebuild is doing pretty phenomenal. I wasn't babying it by no means. I was running 65 about the whole time, on the downhill 72, 73. But anyways, guys, we're up here in New York, and I can't find another load. I'm thinking about just getting up in the morning and just bouncing the 350 miles going to Ohio, because I don't want to sit around here 2 days on Monday looking for a load that might only pay me $700 going to Ohio. So 300 miles, what, 150 bucks fuel? I might just eat that, bounce over to Ohio tomorrow, be ready Monday, and grab a load in Ohio, stay in the Midwest all week, and then for Friday, get a long run to cover up the weekend. And if I do that, I won't get a reset. I ain't got enough hours. I've only been off duty now for, I don't know, 8 hours. Couldn't find one though, since about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock I got unloaded and got up here to this Love's. But anyway, guys, I'll come back to you in that next video, guys, and if you're still hanging around there, thank you, you're awesome. Give me a big old thumbs up if you like this video, or if you found it funny or entertaining. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And guys, remember, if you're in the fire right now and you're going through life, and just remember, you're not being destroyed, you're being refined. So just keep swimming. See you, bye.